The shocking fall of Lucifer, how heaven's most beautiful angel became Satan. Few knew what truly happened that night, a night painted in chaos and betrayal that shook the very foundations of heaven itself. In a realm of glimmering light, where joy reigned and angels sang in harmony, there existed a being of immense beauty. Lucifer, the morning star, emanated brilliance that captured the awe of all. His radiant wings shimmered like jewels, casting colors that danced upon the clouds. Yet beneath his glorious exterior, darkness brewed like a storm gathering on the horizon. As whispers of his discontent grew, the atmosphere around him became a tapestry of tension and intrigue. The angel had begun to question the divine order, challenging the authority of the Almighty in a way that made even the boldest angels tremble. How could such a magnificent creature harbor such thoughts? The celestial court buzzed with whispers, glancing nervously at the figure who once brought them glory. What had driven this favored son to harbor such treacherous ideas? In that pivotal moment, the heavens were alive with unease. The other angels felt the shift. The air crackled with anticipation. Was this a moment of transformation, or had Lucifer stepped irreversibly into darkness? The dilemma twisted painfully through the hearts of those who once adored him. They felt a tightness in their chests, a lump in their throats, as they witnessed the battle of wills unfold. Would he let go of his arrogance, or would he plunge into the abyss? Desperation. Confusion. The echoes of angels began to fade. Unexplained miracles began to happen as celestial light dimmed in Lucifer's presence. Glories once shone bright now flickered uncertainly. The luminous pathways of heaven appeared shadowed, teetering on the brink of ruin. Was this a call to repentance or a prelude to doom? As a dangerous resolve brewed within Lucifer, one chilling thought haunted him. Could he truly rise above the Creator? The tension hung thick in the air as he stood at the precipice of his choices. Fear and ambition swirled within him. What could possibly convince heaven's most beautiful angel to embrace the darkness that awaited? The grand halls echoed with uncertainty. All watched, breathless, as his decision loomed like a dark cloud ready to burst. What destiny awaited Lucifer? Would he seal his fate forever? Hey, before we continue with this amazing story, I need to give you an important heads up. Many subscribers have reported that YouTube unsubscribed them without warning. Take a quick second to check the red button below to make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. I'd hate for you to miss any of the exclusive content coming soon. And while you're there, smash that like button, it really helps me out with the algorithm. Oh, and tell me in the comments, which city are you watching from? I love getting to know every amazing person who's part of this community. Your participation makes all the difference. Let's connect. As the silence thickened around the assembly of angels, a presence emerged from the shadows, illuminating the swirling chaos with an otherworldly glow. It was Michael, the archangel, his faith unshakable and his heart steadfast. He wore the mantle of righteousness like armor, and in that moment, the hopes of many rested on his shoulders. The tension between the two celestial beings echoed through the heavens, a palpable clash of light and shadow, of choice and consequence. "Lucifer," Michael called, his voice echoing with the authority of the Almighty. "Do not let pride blind you. Remember the harmony we once shared. Remember the purpose bestowed upon you." His words were a gentle whisper to a storm, a desperate plea to the heart of a friend before the abyss closed in. But Lucifer's countenance remained steely. "Why should I remain shackled to complacency? We were made to serve, yet I see potential beyond servitude. Why bow forever when I could ascend?" The dark truth snaked through his words, twisting the light around them. An uncomfortable murmur of unease rippled through the assembly as the angels listened, caught between their loyalty to the light and the charisma of one who once led them in song. The archangel stepped forward, his own wings unfurling with shining strength. "To defy the Creator is to tear apart the very fabric of our existence. Why seek a throne built on discontent when you could guide us still?" Yet, Even as he spoke, Michael's heart trembled, for he sensed a profound shift. Something ancient stirred, as if time itself held its breath. Lucifer's eyes, once filled with warmth, now festered with an unsettling ambition. "You are bound by rules, by a love that no longer inspires. You cling to shadows of the past. I see a path untraveled, a new order where we can be gods in our own right." The allure of power danced in his gaze, and for a brief flicker, the other angels felt the weight of his conviction wrapping around them. Dangers cloaked in fascination. As the celestial assembly faced this existential crisis, the stars above shimmered, each one seemingly a witness. What did they really know of freedom? What if their devotion was merely another form of enslavement? Questions gnawed at the hearts of angels who had trusted in the divine plan all along. In the distance, dim visions of forgotten realms shimmered like distant lightning, teasing the edges of their perception. Was there truly a world beyond their own, a place where goals stretched beyond glorious service to the Creator? The thought resonated in the depths of their souls, tugging at the threads that held their conviction together. Michael felt it too, the uncertainty threading through his heart. The vision of an unshackled existence challenged all he understood. "Do not let desire blind you to the truth, Lucifer," he urged desperately. "What you seek is an illusion, a promise made by the darkness that will consume you." Yet, the seed of doubt had been sown. The language of rebellion echoed in the hearts of others. Was it possible that they were not merely servants, that their existence could stretch beyond what they had known? Voices that once sang hymns of praise began to question the very fabric of their purpose. As the tension escalated, the vast expanse of heaven seemed to tremble on the precipice of change. The glorious light that had once enveloped their realm flickered, as the shadows whispered promises of freedom laced with peril. And so, as the fate of heaven lay uncertain, one question lingers in the cosmic realm: what does it truly mean to be free, and at what cost does that freedom come? As the echoes of Lucifer's defiance reverberated across the heavenly expanse, a silence fell that felt like the calm before a tempest. A veil of uncertainty hung in the air, and none were quite certain if the battle that lay ahead would be fought in the realm of spirit or flesh. In the midst of the gathering, one angel rose, a little-known seraph named Seraphiel, whose heart brimmed with curiosity. "Michael," she began cautiously, her voice soft yet steadfast, "what of our duty? Are we not tasked to fulfill the Creator's will? What we stand upon, this purpose, is it not a gift?" Her wings glimmered in a myriad of colors, reflecting her deep longing for clarity amidst the burgeoning storm. Michael turned his gaze towards her, sensing the sincerity laced in her words. "Indeed, Seraphiel, our duty is a gift, but it must be embraced with love, not mere obedience. Fear of rebellion should not extinguish the flames of our faith." He locked eyes with the assembly, hoping to reassure, yet aware of the crack that was forming within their unity. Lucifer observed the exchange carefully, a smirk playing upon his lips. "Ah, but the world of gifts is often lined with strings. Why should we stifle our own brilliance for the sake of another's will? What if true harmony lies in our own sovereignty?" His voice wielded a tocsin that spread through the congregation like wildfire, igniting doubt in the hearts that once soared unconditionally. At the edges of the gathering, Gabriel, the messenger angel, watched with apprehension, his heart heavy with the weight of decisions looming in the air. Could they bear the division that was growing amongst them? What becomes of us if we fracture? Will not our strength lie in our unity? Or are we merely puppets dancing in a divine play? He murmured, unsure if he sought affirmation or absolution. The celestial congregation shifted uneasily, turning inward as they sought their own truths. The stars above them continued to flicker. They bore witness to the unfolding drama, whispering ancient secrets only the wise dared to contemplate. Each flickering light seemed to resonate with the underlying question: in pursuit of independence, would they risk the very fabric of their being? Michael felt the burden of leadership weighing on him more than ever. He had always believed in the strength of their purpose, and the beauty of servitude rooted in love, yet the allure of freedom dangled as a chaotic dream that drug at the hearts around him. Unity is forged in love and trust, but what you seek is isolation through ambition, Lucifer, he countered, his brow furrowed with concern. You will lead them to a desolation that goes beyond the light. The night deepened, the celestial realm growing cold as animosity intertwined with longing. Flashes of revolt were kindled within the hearts of some, while others held fast to the unwavering light that guided them. A rift began to form, an invisible divide restless against the tapestry of their existence. Amid the turmoil, two young angels, both brimming with innocence and curiosity, brought forth the lingering uncertainty that mushroomed in the hearts around them. If we follow Lucifer, will we lose our place in heaven? If we remain, will we lose who we are? Their questions echoed like ripples across a pond, drawing sighs of contemplation from the assembly. With the uncertainty settling like dust around them, Michael took a deep breath and summoned his strength one final time. Let us not forget that the essence of beauty lies not in power or dominion, but in love's embrace. Freedom without love becomes chains of sorrow. But would they heed his call, or would they chase a fleeting shadow into the abyss? As the assembly lingered, caught in a web of choices yet to unfold, the question beckoned. How far would they journey in pursuit of their desires, and at what moment would the cost become unfathomable? In the stillness that lingered after Michael's impassioned plea, a new tension unfurled, thickening the air like fog before a dawn. The angelic host was poised on the edge of revelation, each soul grappling with the shards of identity, longing, and ambition. Curiosity swirled among them like the wings of a restless breeze, stirring memories of a time when existence was simple, flowing naturally in harmony with the divine purpose. Seraphil watched the faces around her, illuminated by the soft glow of seraphic light. Is it truly ambition that draws us to question our place? She pondered aloud. Or is it a desire for a deeper connection to the Creator, one that challenges our understanding of His will? The questions hung in the air, timeless and profound, inviting each angel to reflect on their motivations. Lucifer, his presence magnetic yet foreboding, leaned in closer, as if drawing strength from the uncertainty swirling amongst them. What if I were to show you a path to uncover the Creator's intentions? What if His love was meant to free us, not bind us? The tantalizing suggestion dripped from his lips, cloaked in charm, yet tinged with a shadow of deception. He was not merely a competitor, he had become a herald of doubt, skillfully weaving rhetoric that danced on the edge of truth and fallacy. Gabriel felt the tightening in his heart as he absorbed Lucifer's tempting offer. What is the nature of freedom? He whispered to himself. The bond he had formed with his brethren felt threatened with every word that echoed about independence. His wings fluttered nervously, the very essence of his purpose seemingly at stake. Amidst the rising tide of confusion, another gentle voice rose from the assembly. What of love, Lucifer? Is freedom devoid of it a true gift? It was a lesser-known cherub, voice trembling yet clear. Can there be joy without the warmth of the light we cherish? Lucifer's face hardened, challenge etched into his features. Ah, but who defines this love? Can we not define it for ourselves, unshackled from the constraints placed upon us? The beauty of creation lies in its diversity, not in uniformity. The words echoed through the heavenly conclave, like a song that played into the hearts of the impressionable. Michael sensed the seismic shift occurring among them, the winds of change rustling through the harmony that had once defined their existence. We must remember the dance created by the Creator. It is not one of chaos, but of intention. The cadence of His love guides our movements, binding us in a spirit that is both singular and myriad. As the conversation flowed, a celestial shimmer flickered above, drawing their eyes to the firmament. The stars twinkled knowingly, their light revealing not merely a glorified tapestry, but a divine message. Each point in the sky appeared to shimmer with urgency, reminding them of the eternal battle between light and darkness, a core mystery yet to be unraveled. One elder angel, known for her wisdom, raised her voice as she gathered the attention of the assembly. Must we not understand that our choices echo beyond our immediate desires? For every flight toward ambition, there lies a tether that may bind us to what we forsake. A moment of silence ensued, as the brilliance of her words settled in the hearts of many. Yet, doubt continued to flicker like the stars above, and with that flicker came a discomforting question: if the path to awakening meant risking their essence, was the pursuit of freedom worth the potential fracture of their very beings? With every passing moment, the heavens held their breath, unsure of which choice would ultimately fulfill them. The remnants of uncertainty loomed larger with every heartbeat, begging for resolution yet resisting the confines of finality. Would the choices they made today shape not just their destinies, but also the fabric of eternity itself? Thus, they stood, on the cusp of a profound decision, holding tightly to the question that had become the essence of their gathering. What sacrifices would they be willing to endure for the sake of truth, and would that truth lead them toward liberation or ruin? With the echoes of uncertainty still reverberating in the heavenly air, the angelic assembly remained poised, as if suspended on an invisible thread weaving through the fabric of the cosmos. Each being felt the weight of their own spirit, a kaleidoscope of desires and fears clashing within them, a spectacle of conflicting colors bright yet darkened with shadows of doubt. As Seraphiel contemplated the words exchanged, a realization began to unfurl within her heart. Is it not our bonds that shape our freedom? She spoke softly, almost as if she were contemplating aloud. When one loves, do they not willingly bind themselves to the joy and pain of another? Could true freedom lie in such vulnerability? The crowd fell into a prolonged silence, captivated by this idea. Yet in the periphery of her consciousness lurked an undercurrent of fear that the more they questioned, the more fragile their bonds would become. In this place of sacred connection, was it not perilous to tread the waters of ambition over devotion, to place spirit above soul? Lucifer, sensing his influence grow, deepened the fissures forming in the hearts of his companions. Consider it, my brethren. The Creator crafted us with individuality, with hearts that yearn for expression. Why should we not explore the depths of our existence, shunning the chains of tradition that confine us? His voice rose, majestic and alluring, beckoning them toward possibilities that shimmered like the stars. Gabriel struggled between the seductive allure of Lucifer's argument and the steadfast anchoring of their love for each other and the Creator. He saw it unfold before him, a delicate tapestry of loyalty and longing, and yet, somewhere amidst the vibrant threads, a dark shadow threatened to unravel it all. A flicker of light suddenly caught Gabriel's attention. A small star among the celestial hosts seemed to shine brighter, flickering in a pulsating rhythm. It was a message from beyond, a clarion call for clarity amid confusion. He edged closer to the star's luminescence, watching in wonder as it appeared to breathe, radiating warmth and familiar comfort. His heart raced. What if, he murmured, we are meant to explore within the embrace of love? What if freedom is not the absence of bonds, but finding the courage to express our true selves while clasping hands with those we cherish? He cast a hopeful look toward Seraphiel, who responded with a nod. It was a notion that dared to bridge the gap between longing and unity. Yet, in the midst of this epiphany, a low rumble rippled through the assembly. From among the crowd, whispers bubbled up, laced with skepticism and fear. Not all welcomed the prospect of change. What if true power lies in independence? One angel questioned, their voice trembling yet fierce. What if love itself can be a cage? A storm of replies surged, each angel grappling for understanding, yet obscured by varied interpretations of freedom and love. The air crackled with tension, anxiety weaving its way through the hearts of the ethereal beings, leaving them torn between the comfort of unity and the enticing shimmer of self-discovery. As the debate deepened, the stars flickered more erratically in the heavens above, as if the universe held its breath, waiting for a signal. Between the lines of the passionate discussions lay a swelling truth, the harvest of wisdom yearned to be cultivated. Could it be that in their search for self, they risked abandoning the very essence that defined their existence? And in that moment, the air stilled, a tension that signaled the presence of something profound, a message that lingered just out of reach. Would they dare to push through the uncertainty to uncover the hidden threads of truth? Or would they succumb to the darkness, lost in their pursuit of self at the cost of their sacred bonds? The heavens pulsed with anticipation, the question ringing clear: was it in the act of choosing that the essence of their being would be revealed, or was it within the moments of unity that true existence resided? As the tumult in the celestial realm intensified, murmurs of dissent rippled through the assembly, each echo resonating within the hearts of those gathered. The heartbeat of the universe intertwined with their profound dialogue, imbuing the air with a heady mix of trepidation and revelation. A question loomed on, unspoken fear that wove its way into the core of each spirit. What lies ahead, as their truths begin to unfurl, within the heaving mass of ethereal beings? Lucifer, emboldened by the shifting currents around him, fixed his gaze upon his fellow angels. "Freedom," he proclaimed, his voice both sonorous and striking, "is not merely a longing, it is the very essence of creation itself. Do we not exist to reflect our Creator's imagination, rich with color and distinct expression? To pursue that which lies dormant within us is to honor the divine spark." As he spoke, the stars above continued to flicker erratically, a foreboding reminder of the celestial tension. Gabriel's heart quickened at the sound of Lucifer's words. There was a strange allure woven into the fabric of his rhetoric, yet a nagging voice whispered the weight of what could be lost. Could embracing such freedom lead to something far more perilous than anticipated? Seraphiel felt the stirrings of anguish within her. "But what of our bonds?" she countered, her voice trembling slightly with both hope and fear. "What of the love that lights our way? Do we cast aside our ties in pursuit of autonomy, only to find ourselves adrift in solitude?" Each syllable felt like a prayer cast into the ether, a yearning for connection amidst the rift. The heavens seemed to lean closer, the brilliance of the stars dimming slightly, as though mourning the division brewing among the angels. Gabriel, caught in the maelstrom of emotions, felt the universe's pulse beckon him into deeper understanding. The imagery of the bonds they shared glimmered in his mind, like strands of golden light crisscrossing between their spirits. It was a silent truth that interconnected them all, offering strength and solace in their shared journey. But in the distance, shadows began to form, flickering ominously as doubt coiled around their declarations. "Independence nurtures true strength," cried another angel, fueled by yearning and faint whispers of ambition. "Only in severing the ties can we forge our destinies. A cage is defined not by its bars, but by our own perception." There it was, the seed of rebellion that began to plume, wrapping itself around the hearts that had once pulsed in harmony. Lucifer's eyes sparkled with a dangerous luster as he seized the moment, championing this newfound spirit of dissent. "Let us not fear the unknown. Let us tear the veil of tradition that binds us, and step boldly into the light of our potential." The fervor of his words ignited a flame, as more of the assembly began to lean towards his perspective, their faces aglow with visions of uncharted liberties. The tension thickened in the celestial tapestry, an intricate dance of shadows gathering at the edges of the light, blurring the boundaries of love and ambition, unity and independence. In that pivotal moment, Gabriel felt a tremor in his spirit, a poignant sense that their collective choices would echo through eternity, altering the very fabric of existence as they knew it. But a flicker of doubt also blossomed within him, igniting a contemplative flame. How far can one venture into the vast gardens of self without uprooting the very relationship that fosters their growth? Would their chase for autonomy unearth profound truths, or bury the tender connections forged over eons of devotion? As the assembly swirled into a tempest of voices swelling with resolve and conflicting desires, a new question resonated through the moaning celestial winds. in their pursuit of individual fulfillment, would they find enlightenment? Or was the essence of their divine existence irrevocably intertwined within the bonds of love they might be prepared to forsake? As the echoes of fervor faded into an unsettled stillness, a solemn hush enveloped the assembly. Each angel, with their own restlessness, peered into the depths of their consciousness, searching for clarity amidst the mounting strife. It was Gabriel, once a messenger of peace, who felt the weight of the moment press upon his wings with an urgency that stirred his heart. "Listen," he implored, his voice breaking through the tension. "We are created with love, born from the infinite embrace of our Creator. Do we risk becoming what we despise by severing the very essence of community that grants us our strength?" His plea unraveled the threads of silence, inviting contemplation upon a landscape rife with uncertainty. Lucifer turned, and for a fleeting instant, his countenance softened. The glimmer of camaraderie between him and Gabriel flickered like a distant star, a reminder of their shared joy in the radiance of their existence. "Beloved Gabriel," he said, his tone now tempered, "is not the pursuit of truth also a kind of love? We love each other, yet our souls yearn to unfurl into their true potential. Are we not called to explore the full breadth of our existence?" Seraphil stepped forward, igniting the embers of love still smoldering in the hearts around her. "And in this exploration, what do we stand to lose?" she asked, her gaze piercing through the haze of ambition. "What if the freedom we seek distorts our bonds, morphing our unity into isolation? Should we not tread carefully upon this path? Within the gathering of celestial beings, voices rose, like waves crashing upon the shore, each perspective a droplet contributing to the swell of their collective consciousness. Some called for liberation, their eyes alight with visions of individual triumph, while others clung to the hope of unity, fearful of the chasm that could open beneath their feet. Gabriel stepped gently into the heart of the tumult, seeking to weave the conflicting currents into a tapestry of understanding. "Perhaps our journey is not only one of individual pursuit, but also one that enriches the cauldron of our shared existence. We must find a way that honors both our creativity and the love we share, lest we sacrifice one for the other." Yet even as he spoke, the shadows danced restlessly at the edges of the assembly, swirling with undulating whispers fueled by the allure of rebellion. The seeds of discontent had sprouted and gained strength, feeding upon the desires of those who longed for a destiny untethered. The tension swelled, overcoming Seraphil's expressions. "But will you not consider," she interjected, her voice infused with both sorrow and strength, "the greater tapestry that binds us all? Within the harmony of our shared existence lies power, the strength of our collective voice, woven from hopes, dreams, and the essence of love itself." In that moment, a hushed realization swept over Gabriel, as he contemplated the shimmering threads that intertwined their souls, threads that shimmered with the promise of unity, and stood as a testament to the beauty of their existence. However, the shadows encroached ever closer, whispering vindications of ego and ambition that echoed enticingly. Freedom may seem sweet, Gabriel thought, his spirit aching with concern, but at what cost does it come? Can we expand our wings without losing our roots? As he reflected on the weight of his convictions, Gabriel recognized that the looming confrontation between independence and love had transformed the very essence of their gathering. Each heart now held conflicting desires, pondering the path forward. The celestial assembly stood poised on the precipice of a decision that had the potential to echo through the ages. The unity they once cherished hung in the balance, intertwined with the fervent aspiration for individual freedom. Unresolved, the question lingered like a breath between the stars. Would their quest for self birth them anew in glorious radiance, or would it unravel the delicate tapestry of connections spun through eons of togetherness? In the stillness that followed, a quiet tension permeated the celestial assembly as each being turned inward, grappling with the uncertainty that hung in the air, a weighty silence filled only by the whispered thoughts echoing amongst them. The constellation of angels, once filled with vibrant unity, now appeared as 1,000 solitary stars, each one glowing with its own fierce brilliance yet straying further from the collective light. Gabriel, sensing the fracturing bonds of kinship, inhaled deeply, summoning the remnants of courage that dwelled within him. "We cannot shy away from examining our hearts," he implored, seeking to merge their divergent paths into a semblance of understanding. "What resides within us that draws us toward this division? Can we face the specters that haunt our desires?" Lucifer, his wings casting shadows that stretched across the assembly, felt the rising tide of unrest fuse with a burgeoning ambition. "To awaken is to confront the truth, Gabriel," he replied, the fervor in his voice rising to meet the resistance. "Do we not serve our Creator by unshackling our potential? Should we not rise to the challenge of expanding the boundaries of existence itself?" The very cadence of his words sent tremors through the hearts of those who once revered him as a beacon of light. Seraphil raised her head, the glow of the assembly shifting towards her as she sought to anchor them once more. "Lucifer, dear friend, what do you envision beyond this threshold? Will we not be diminished in our quest for singular elevation? Are we not meant to dwell within the love that binds us, rather than exist only as individuals separated by ambition?" The stirring presence of curiosity enveloped the assembly but spun toward doubt. Among the gathering, a chorus of voices rippled like wind across a field of stars, each expressing a desire to explore the depths of what lay ahead. Yet fear of the unknown wove a cautionary tale through the hearts of many. A younger angel, nameless and fresh with wonder, stepped timidly forward, his light flickering with uncertainty. "What if our union is our greatest strength? What if the pursuit of the self fractures the very essence of our connection? Can we face the prospect of becoming lost amidst one another's luminance?" Gabriel turned toward the young angel, his heart swelling with compassion. "You speak of a truth that must not be neglected. In shedding our skins for the sake of freedom, might we inadvertently shatter the mirror in which we reflect our Creator's love?" As the discourse broadened, doubts twisted and danced among the angels, giving birth to an unsettling realization. Freedom could transform into isolation, and autonomy could birth egotism. Beneath that knowledge, fresh shadows began to entwine themselves within Lucifer's countenance. "What," he boldly asserted, "if we have been nestled within the cocoon of safety for too long? What if the love we cherish suppresses our potential? Might we not rise as creator beings, the architects of our own fates?" His proposition sent tremors of fear through some, yet excitement sparked in others. The chasm of division deepened, drawing lines not only between individual ambition and unity, but between a former brotherhood now plagued by duality, those fearful of the unknown and those eager to break free. Gabriel felt the pulse of uncertainty thrum louder, his spirit wrestling against the siren call of independence. "Perhaps," he whispered into the murmur of discontent, "the truth lies not in casting aside our uniqueness for the sake of love, nor to embrace love at the cost of our journey. Can we discover a path that honors the complexity of both?" The celestial assembly stood suspended, cradled in the essence of their own thoughts, as a new conflict unfurled before them, one that would not merely challenge their ideals, but reshape the very fabric of their existence. Would they yield to the temptations of independence, thus igniting a rebellion that could fracture their unity? Or could they find resilience within collaboration, nurturing individuality whilst holding steadfast to their connections? As the shadows whispered their pressing promises, Gabriel, torn between hope and despair, pondered with a heavy heart, what might it take for us to travel this fraught bond of existence and remain whole? Would we discover our truth woven into the fabric of love, or would we venture forth alone into the abyss? As the echoes of doubt intertwined with ambition, a spark ignited within the assembly, a moment ripe with the tension of choices yet to unfold. The stars flickered above, as if mirroring the tumult of hearts below, each heavenly being now more acutely aware of the birthright of their sanctity, free will. Gabriel, feeling the weight of wisdom pressing upon him, drew closer to the pulsating core of the gathering. "Can we pause for reflection? perhaps within our yearning for enlightenment lies the very seed of our own distortion. In craving to exalt ourselves, do we risk desecrating the unity we once cherished? The air bristled with the electrical charge of conflicting desires, taking root in the hearts of many. Amidst the confusion, Lucifer's voice resonated with an urgent clarity. Has the time come for us to unfurl our wings? Are we not celestial beings, molded from the very breath of the Creator? Is it not our destiny to explore the vastness that lies beyond our current bounds? Rebellion seeped into the atmosphere, tempting some with its illusory promises of grandeur and independence. Yet, amid the fervor, the foundational pulse of divine love continued to weave its influence. Seraphiel's gentle insistence broke through the discord. Yet, what do we lose if we abandon the ties that bind us? Would not our greatest masterpieces require collaboration, born not of solitary visions, but of shared dreams? A silence enveloped the assembly as each being grappled with the weight of her words. Gabriel could see the flicker of hope intertwining with the tendrils of fear. Yet, a question lingered in his heart. How do we navigate the perilous path between self-discovery and the commitment to one another? In the heart of this celestial storm, a wisdom older than the stars illuminated the stillness. If one were to truly learn from the light of the heavens above, perhaps unity itself was the very essence of strength. Yet if unity were to dissolve, what chaos might ensue? As these thoughts churned amidst the multitudes, a figure emerged from the edge of the gathering, cloaked in an ethereal shadow that whispered of past glories and possible futures. It was a messenger, an ancient presence that bore the weight of knowledge from ages past. I speak not only to the body present but to the essence of what it means to be created in the image of the divine, he announced, his voice stirring the depths of awareness. To pursue greatness is not to cast aside one's kin, but to elevate each soul to their highest purpose in communion. A deliberative murmur cascaded through the assembly like ripples upon a tranquil pond. Some remained steadfast in their yearning for liberation, while others began to reconsider the carefully woven roots of intention that bonded them together. Yet, as the vibrant discussions ebbed and flowed, a deeper unrest began to surface. What if the pursuit of autonomy, instead of illuminating their paths, led them to darkness? What if they chose their individual destinies over the unity they had long cherished? Lucifer glanced around, pondering the upheaval swirling within himself. Could it be true that independence would ascertain his place among the stars? Or would the quest for self enhance the disarray of their interconnected spirits? He felt a pang of recognition bloom. Perhaps the yearning for distinction was born from shadows that threatened to engulf all he had once adored. The atmosphere shimmered with uncertainty, each angel caught in a web of probing contemplation. The celestial gathering held its breath, as the very fabric of their existence once again hung in delicate balance, teetering on the precipice of destiny. As the celestial assembly stood there, illuminated by their radiant purpose, Gabriel whispered a thought that pierced through the palpable tension, reverberating in the silence following. Would the answers we seek lie in the familiarity of unity? Or must we brave the unknown path of individuality to become the architects of our own fates? In the end, who will we become amid the lingering shadows and brilliant light? As the celestial assembly hovered on the brink of chaos, the soothing melody of a whisper broke through the dark tempestive voice that resonated with the very soul of creation. The presence of the Almighty enveloped the gathering, a divine aura wrapped around them like a gentle embrace. The angels paused, transfixed by the palpable love emanating from the source of their existence. Beloved children, the voice echoed, harmonious and deep, reverberating through the fabric of their beings. You stand at a crossroads of unfathomable magnitude. The choices before you, steeped in ambition and yearning, beckon with both peril and promise. Know that freedom is not solely the absence of chains, but the birthright endowed to you by love. The assembly trembled as understanding began to dawn. In every heart, seeds of doubt intertwined with the yearning for individuality, while the shimmering bonds of love they shared flickered like stars caught in the night's embrace. Each soul felt the weight of their desires, the tug-of-war between independence and unity echoing like drums resonating across eternity. Lucifer, the Almighty continued, drawing the attention of the once-beloved angel, your pursuit, though wrapped in splendor, risks leading you away from the very essence of your being. Should you choose a throne adorned with shadows, you will find not freedom but isolation. What you seek, my son, cannot be attained at the cost of the light that binds you. Lucifer faltered, the grandeur of his ambition momentarily swept away by the sheer gravity of connection that reverberated through the celestial realm. As the word sank into the minds of his brethren, they felt a familiar warmth, a spark igniting in their hearts. The voices of the assembly converged into a symphony of understanding, as they began to grasp the profound truth nestled within the tension of their existence. Do you not see, the Almighty continued, that love and freedom exist in a delicate dance, and it is in unity where you will find the strength to awaken all that you are meant to be? The words cascaded through them, infusing hope amid the brewing storm. The angelic host experienced an awakening, a lifting of veils that had clouded their judgment. The longing for sovereignty was not lost, but when faced with the unyielding onus of division, they recognized that their true power lay in embracing their interconnectedness, transcending mere loyalty to a higher commitment, one of love. Choose, the voice intoned, not between freedom and unity, but between a solitary ascent into darkness or a journey illuminated by love, in which you breathe life into each other's aspirations. Each heart beat in cadence with the spirit of illumination that had enveloped them, and the realization blossomed within. They were not meant to become fated rulers of the cosmos alone. They were designed to celebrate the flame of individuality within the embrace of communion. With crystal clarity, Gabriel stepped forth, his wings unfurling like a radiant burst of light amid the gathering darkness. Lucifer, he spoke with unwavering conviction, if we fully grasp the essence of our collective existence, we realize that each flash of individuality enhances us all. We are threads woven into a tapestry, each unique but inseparable. Let us embrace the freedom to explore our depths, while nurturing the bonds that lift us higher. A powerful silence settled over the assembly. One by one, the angels began to remember. They recalled the joy found in harmony, the exhilaration of shared creation, and the unwavering strength drawn from their unity. It was an epiphany that transcended the very thought of rebellion, awakening them from the shadows cast by doubt and ambition. Lucifer observed, his heart caught in a tempest of emotions, uncertainty clawing at the corners of his soul. He felt the warmth of love seep through the walls he had built, rendering him exposed. As he contemplated the shared light of his brethren, a flicker of something profound ignited within him, a recognition of the beauty in their differences, and the truth that power without love was a hollow crown. In that moment, everything changed. A wave of surrender flowed through him, and he witnessed the beauty of individual expressions blooming beneath the radiant canopy of love that enveloped their existence. The chains that once bound him began to dissolve in the illumination of truth. Beloved angels, he breathed, his voice trembling with newfound clarity, I sought to soar above, but in seeking dominion, I forgot the essence of our truth. Let us rise together, united in our diversity, no longer pitted against one another in pursuit of the unattainable. Strength lies in our connections, our laughter, and our shared purpose. With those words, an unseen force swept through the celestial assembly, binding them in a surge of radiant love. The shadows that lingered around them dissipated like mist in the morning sun. Wings spread wide, shimmering with renewed vigor, the angels ascended higher than before, their resonance carrying forth a powerful declaration that transcended time and space. Together, they forged a new understanding, one that recognized the intricate beauty of each individual while celebrating the intertwined destinies woven by their love. In unity, they found purpose, each becoming not only an individual star but a constellation of brilliance illuminating the fabric of creation. And so it was, as they soared through the cosmos, hearts ablaze with enlightenment, they etched their truth upon the stars, a testament that resonated far beyond the celestial realm. Freedom born from love is the truest essence of existence, an eternal dance against the shadows that seeks to unfurl every wing and illuminate every path. In that revelation, the heavens sang anew, embracing the light that came from understanding, love, and unity, a testament to the transformative power of choice. And it echoed through eternity, inviting all beings to reflect upon the beauty of community, the strength of shared souls, and the eternal truth. Together we rise.